Echo Finger over. This is my final video for tonight. This is a thank you video first, so thank you. And then we're going to talk about acting just a little bit. So this video is not going to be that long because I can go off on a tangent with these. And I'd much rather make this video like on a Friday night versus this Thursday night, which is legally Friday morning. But, okay, so first, let me thank you to everyone who's here, who's let me come into your life, even if it's just a mercy video and you're just watching it to give me mercy. And I thank you so much for that, even though you don't know how much it means to me that I get to come into your life for this little itty bitty time span that we spent. All right, so getting that out of the way, thank you. Thank you. Now let's talk about acting, because like I said in my previous videos, I've been in this business for 21 years, starting this year. It'll be my 21st year. Well, technically it started back in December. If you want to go, well, no, technically it started January. If you want to go exact year, but technically I didn't really start making films until the summertime. So this is kind of in that realm. Let's just go with, this is my 21st year in this business, all right? I couldn't give you an exact starting date anyway. But the point being is that I've been in this business for 21 years, and I've been overlooked a lot, all right? And usually it's because of my height, because I'm only 5'3.5". And if it's not my height, then it's my race, because no one knows what the hell I am. Which is why I am now building myself out as a native. Instead of being mixed native, I'm just building myself out as a native out of hopes that somebody, somewhere, will see my native ingenuity and give me the one break that I need. I only need one. Just one. Hoping it's with Disney, but I'll take what I can get at this point. Because 21 years is a long time to not do acting other than being on YouTube and doing my own stuff that I plan on posting on YouTube. But other than that, we all have the potential to be great if you were actually given a potential shot at being great, which is something that a lot of people neglect when they talk about films and stuff. You have to be given a shot to make it, or to be told you need to go home. Well, here's the thing. I've never been told I need to go home, but I've also never been given a fair shot. And the only reason why I never moved to LA was because when Millennium came here, we had the promise of Hollywood East. Hollywood East didn't really happen like talking about it. Okay? They did release some good films or whatever. As far as filming good films, had they gave me a job, y'all would know who I am. Same thing with UFC, but I can only put half the blame on them. I can't put any of the blame really on me because I did the work. Casting calls, I'm there. First day that freaking Millennium opened, I was there. I was there. And the thing about that is, you can go to all these things all you want, but you better learn how to accept no as an answer. You gotta like it, but you gotta accept it, because you're gonna get that a lot if you're getting into this business. And no matter what anybody else tells you, and people are probably gonna say, well, you're a has-been who was a nobody. Yeah, I am a has-been who was a nobody. You know why I was a nobody? Because nobody's writing stories for people like me. And if they are, we got one guy in there that's doing the damn thing, and that's The Rock. So, Rock, if you see this, I need a job. Anyway, moving on, because this isn't about The Rock. This is about how this business works. I have learned over the years that a lot of people who can't even act just get fucking lucky. And if you're a beautiful person, it's even better. Where if you're somebody like me, who's not very beautiful, in the eyes of most people, you get next to nothing. So while we're on beauty, let me explain something. What you see here, it took a long time to get that back. I lost a little bit of confidence when this happened. I'm very happy to have my face back. Regardless of how ugly y'all may think I am, this was me. Way back in 07 or 06 in my 30s. This was a car accident. My overflow pan blew up because I don't speak or read Japanese or Spanish, which is on the overflow pan. I knew not to touch the radiator, but the radiator wasn't smoking. My overflow pan was smoking, so I twisted the cap and the bitch blew up. Burnt some of this. Burnt that little spot right there, which you can't really see, but it's there. You can see it if you met me in person. And I burnt all of this. All of that. So believe me when I tell you, I've been through a little bit of hell. I'm still going through hell, but it's gonna be worth it when you guys help me make it. And unlike a lot of actors, I'm not gonna be leaving any shows once I get on the show unless it's like, well, you're only gonna be on the show for like this one episode, and then you're gonna either die off or walk off into the sunset. Because there's really only two ways you really, well, okay, there's three ways that you leave a show. All right, I understand that shit. There's three ways in this business that you leave a show. And a lot of people don't discuss that, so let me go ahead and get that out of the way. The first way is that you ride off into the sunset. That's the way you hope to leave the show, so it leaves everybody to the imagination of, well, what happened to this character? Are y'all going to bring him back? What's he been doing while he's been gone away? And if the crowd loves you, you may pop back up on that show. All right? That's probably the best way to leave a show. And also the best way to probably get a spinoff. Now, the other two ways of getting off the show, not so much. Okay? The second worst way to get off the show is that at the end of the show, your character is arrested and you're carried off in handcuffs. So you get taken away from the show, and the characters pretty much know, oh, well, they locked this cat up. He's done. Yeah, so it's more likely you're never going to see him again. He's probably going to jail. And it also depends on the genre of movie, because most of the time people in handcuffs, sometimes they escape. So that's the second worst way to leave the show. All right? The best way was what I said first. The second way is in the middle. The very worst way that you can leave a show is to be killed off the show. All right? And a lot of people choose to do that rather than stick it out to the end. Well, I'm that actor that's going to stick it out to the end because I haven't really worked. And I'm like, we're going to give you this contract for like 5 seasons or something. I'm like, I'll take the contract. I said, but, there will be some anonymities. Like one, the only thing you can do to my hair is dye it. You can dye it any color you want, but you can't cut it. Because it's a promise that I made to my father, and no amount of money in the world is going to make me chop this shit back off. Plus, I have a 5 head now, so I can, comb it forward if necessary. So, my hair's been falling out since I had my hip replacement, so the better part of 6 years. Technically, it would be 7 years. No, it would be 6 years. 7 years starts back in March when I turned 49. Because I got it when I was 42. So I'm 48 now. So, I still get down. Y'all see my videos. Anyway, point being made, if you get killed off the show, there's no chance of you coming back to the show unless you were like the secret twin brother of said character, or you were the evil twin and they killed the good twin. So everything you do when you come back is twice as maniacal as the guy that was before. And he's like the twin you didn't know, or you're like the twin he didn't know. This has been done before, so don't think that it hasn't. It's been done on soap operas. It's been done everywhere. So, that's the other way to leave and return from a show. Here's where I stand. Unless the show is canceled, I'm there to the end. Just putting that out there. Unless the show is canceled, I am there to the end. Even especially if I'm the bad guy, then I'm there to the end. I want to be as evil and as maniacal as you guys will allow me to be. And if I'm the good guy, I want to be as nice as possible and still have that little bit of renegade swagger where I'm more of an anti-hero than a hero. Anyway, that being said, a lot of actors forget where or how it was to be in my shoes. Which is why I said, all I really need is one. If I could just get one, I'm good. Just good. Because I'm like, look, this is the deal. What does my character do in the show? How much acting, how much improving, how much script are we doing? And I'm going to need an acting coach so I can learn my cues. Because when you're in charge of your own shit, you kind of signal everybody like, all right, here's how this works for independent films. For those who haven't made an independent film before. Because a lot of actors, we don't have a lot of cues. And you don't have cue cards. And if you're reading a script and you're reading cue cards, they're going to be as giant as that thing you've seen in my other videos where they're going to be, I can't get the damn thing. They're going to be like this big. That's also one of my call signs, respect the stop. Anyway, they're going to be that big so that you can read it. And so if you're reading cue cards, you're going to have some guy flipping cues and you're going to try to keep up and let the audience feel that shit. Or you can have a teleprompter. And I can't read without my glasses. So, I mean, I can read without my glasses, but at the same time, the writing has to be big enough for me to read. But you want to make sure that people understand you're acting and not reading off a goddamn cue card, okay? So, if you're making your own shit, before you start the scene, y'all sit down, you have a 5-10 minute meeting. So what everything is fresh in your head, and you're like, all right, look, this is how the script is written. So we're gonna do what the script says, but we're gonna not use the dialogue from the script. We're just gonna improv. So take 2 beats after each person talks, and try to remember what they said, so you can feed off of them. So if you came to me and said, some bullshit like, "I've come here to take back the child which you have stolen," and my reply would be, "Come and take him if you can." Just something that will get the attention of the audience, and you probably won't even hear that line in the movie. It'll probably be something totally different because you probably done went over the scene like 4 or 5 times. So you shoot 4 or 5 scenes unless you have 4 or 5 cameras, and then you shoot the scene 3 times with different dialogue, and you get every angle which seems to be cool, or it looks like the actors, his good side, his bad side, whichever works better for that, and then you have a pan out shot and a close up shot. So if you have 4 cameras, you're golden, because you can set one far away, you can set one right in and zoom, so you just have their faces. And you could, if you're smart enough, because I've done this, I'm no longer smart enough because iMovie has changed, but you can use the frame of them out, but use the dialogue of them in. And if you're lucky, you find the right frame that matches it, so then that's how that shit works. If you're unlucky, you have some shit that looks like, and they're still talking, but you only hear the audio after they stop talking. Okay? So yeah, I'm not a ventriloquist, but you get the message. I don't even know if this thing actually keeps up. But you do these things. So if you're filming with 5 different angles, 5 different cameras, the actors have one job: eye contact with each other. I've come to take the child which you have stolen. You think so, do you? You in what army? Then the villain or the hero, depending on which one's coming to take the child. That one. And then it'll fade from him to the army behind him, like thousands of people, which is probably only 10 people and a couple of mirrors. But it really depends on the movie. A lot of movies that are made, by the way, in case people don't understand, they make mini movies first, and if it sells to Hollywood, Hollywood remakes it, renames it, and hires really big actors, while people like me will be sent back to the B squad. I don't have a problem being in the B squad. I just want to be working. I don't give a shit if I just do B movies for the rest of my life and commercials for Gatorade's thirst aid, for that deep down body thirst. I just broke my teeth, so I'm not gonna open this up. Yes, I am. Because I like Gatorade. That's my last shot for the night, though. But my stomach is really killing me. So I'm going to need some of these Alka-Seltzers. Oh, nuts. That's not good. Okay, that fell to the floor somewhere, so we're going to have to put the backup pack up there, which is like one of my last packs. God, I can't wait till I get paid. Anyway, hey, don't tell you guys lies. I just had to get a new pack. So, if I got an endorsement deal by Alka-Seltzer or Gatorade, that would be great. Because then I wouldn't have to work that hard. Because endorsement deals also can lead to acting contracts. It just depends on who you get blessed enough to get. Anyway, and it's my job as the actor to sell the product. And since I use those products, I would much rather sell something to someone that I actually use versus sell something to someone that I don't. So I can never do a Burger King commercial. I can never do a fast food commercial because I don't really eat fast food. I mean, I might eat Chick-fil-A once in a blue moon. I might eat Taco Bell once in a blue moon. I don't like pizza, but we had it for dinner tonight, so I'd probably do Domino's. I'm not really big on fast food. I would prefer to cook my own food at home. I can't afford restaurants, but if a restaurant gave me, hey, this is what we're going to do. You get free meals at whatever restaurant that we own across the country if you do this video for us. Done. Free meals anywhere? Oh, you best believe. And if it's a fancy restaurant, I'm taking my crush Zeta Zhang to that restaurant. And I get free meals. I want that shit in writing. I said, I want that shit in writing. I want you to pass it all the way up the chain. So wherever I am, in whatever state, whatever city, whatever country even, me and my date gets free meals. It's like, how many people are going to be in your party at any given time? No more than 5. Because I don't know that many people. And once my career takes off, let's keep it optional. But, you know, I'm not really saying that's ever going to happen. But if it does, I'm going to enjoy the ride. But I'm not really a big people person either. I'm actually kind of shy. So, you know, for my job, for acting, I know how to make this shit work. But, like, in person, I'll still talk to you. I might be a little standoffish, but I'll still talk to you because I know that the audience is my bread and butter. So I won't turn you away unless I'm, like, going to take a leak or something. If I'm in the bathroom, we're off limits there. You're not going to watch me tinkle. You're not going to watch me shoot a deuce. Got to draw the line somewhere. Yeah, you got to draw the line somewhere. And most people shouldn't want to follow you into the bathroom, but I guess some people have a sick, twisted mind. But yeah, these are the things that you have to be willing to face in acting. You know. Now, I would say, because I'm a man, I don't think I need to really fear that much for my life because I'm also a martial artist, like a legit martial artist. I just don't have a black belt, but that does not make you a legit martial artist. That just makes you a person with a belt. Alright, I'm probably pissing off a lot of martial artists, but y'all can watch my videos. The name of the channel is called Kung Fu Havoc. That in itself should deter you from wanting to do something stupid to me. That is a warning, not an invitation. Anyway, so, you know, you have to understand that this business is not a nice place. Otherwise, I would be working. I am the dark side of this business. And the reason why I tell you is that if you put your life into this for 21 years and you've got nothing, like literally nothing, except for this YouTube channel, your TikTok, your Instagram. You had a Twitter, but it's suspended for telling some girl to knock herself out after she threatened to unalive herself. I tell people to knock themselves out all the time. I didn't think that this would actually get me suspended from Twitter. And Twitter still hasn't responded to my email. So it's more than likely I got 2 options. I can give Twitter the finger, or I can open up a new Twitter. But I'm pretty sure when they check the email, it was like, oh, yeah, this guy's the guy we suspended for telling some girl to knock herself out when she threatened to unalive herself. That's not my fault. That was actually a reflex. You don't know how many times somebody says something to me and I pulled the Brandon Lee, knock yourself out. Speaking of, that's where I got it from. And I want to use it in a movie so bad. But there's a lot of lines that I write down that I want to use in a movie. So let's say you're the bad guy and you have godlike powers and you're just whooping my ass. And then you come at me like,
too bad, kid. Your arms are not long enough to box with a god.
In my weakened condition, I'll be all fucked up, blood leaking and everything. And I'll look up at you and say, then I'll just use my legs. Still boxing. Yeah, it's kickboxing, but still boxing. So then I beat the god's ass. That's how that shit's gonna work. But I haven't been able to make a film because of COVID. I haven't been able to score actors, and I can't edit. So I have to talk to CLS about getting me the biggest terabyte Firewire that I can find, so I can go back to my old school iMovie stuff. So I can just put all that shit together in one fell swoop, and then render it and call it a fucking day. Because the rendering is the hard part with the old school laptop. If I can just get an old school Firewire terabyte, hell is the shit, format it, and then I can put all my shit on it, and then I can get it someone who knows what they're doing to transfer it from a Firewire to a regular thing, and then they can edit it or whatever. Now it'll be edited. They can transfer it, and then I can put it on my YouTube channel. Or I can take it from that Firewire terabyte and hook it up to somebody's computer, and then put them all on my YouTube page at the same time. And just somebody would probably have to be there overnight to put all my shit up. And if not, then they'd have to let me do it like on a Saturday where I can come in at 9 in the morning and just do everything right then and there. And once I get everything on the terabyte, then come back the next Saturday and edit it, and then come back the next Saturday and post it. So I probably can knock it out in 3 Saturdays. Now, if I had the terabyte at home and I had the memory or the ability to upgrade the old Mac, then I could put everything up there by myself. But I would need a big terabyte. I would need like a 5 or a 10 terabyte. And so that's where I need to contact CLS to see if he can find me one for dirt fucking cheap. Anyway, that being said, understand that this business is hell. If you want to go through hell, become a struggling actor. When I was younger, I never believed the stories, man. I never believed the actors had to struggle so fucking bad. Now, if I could go back in time and talk to 15 or 20-year-old James, or Echo, whatever you want to call me, I would definitely tell me this was probably not the best idea I've had. But the problem is, I love action movies. I love kung fu movies. I love science fiction movies. I love scary movies. And if I can get a job doing any one of those films, I don't have to survive the film. I just need to be in it. If I die in the first 5 minutes, I'll be happy because I got to do a film that I loved in a genre that I love, and I got a check, and that would be great, you know. And it's like, okay, let's say you're going to do this zombie movie, you die in the first 10 minutes. Do I get to put up a fight? Yes. You get to use all kinds of kung fu shit to these zombies. But in the end, the zombie that you don't see is the one that's going to kill you. Perfect. You think I'm going to be that actor that says, but I don't want to do that. No, I'm going to be the actor that says, sign me on, let's go. And how many days are we going to take to film this shit? So we can film that whole fight scene in like a day. Because once we get started, it's like, all right, do I have any lines? It's like, you only have one line. And that's when the last zombie bites you. And it'd be some stupid like, ah, shit. No. Or I'll be screaming it, oh, shit. While the zombie's ripping out pieces of my skin. You know. And then I'll drop dead. Might come back from the dead. But if he bites me right and sever the stem to the brain, then I'm probably not coming back. Which is fine. No. Because I got to do what I wanted to do. I got to look how I wanted to look. And I got to get a check. And I got all kinds of action shit in my brain just waiting for someone to say, let's give you the reins of this fight scene. Alright, you're going to fight 7 zombies. I said, but you're going to get killed by the 7th zombie. So you can put the 6 zombies through the ringer. We'll hire you a good team, which if that be the case, I only want 2 people to work with me in that case, and that would be Mike Chat and Larry Lamb. That's it. I don't want anybody else to work with me on that because I love those guys, and they were WMEC masters, and we're roughly about the same age. Well, me and Mike Chat are roughly the same age. I think I'm like 2 or 3 years older than him, and I think I'm 1 or 2 years younger than Larry Lamb, and I love Larry Lamb. So those guys will have to do. Wizard and Warlock return to beat my ass. That would be great. But anyway, as I end this video, because I need to go to bed. See, once I got into acting, I mean, this is one of my passions, man. And the dark side of this is that you have to succeed. Because you won't quit if you don't succeed. Some people do. And I've been at this for 21 years. I've come too far to fucking quit now. So again, let me thank you guys one last time before I end this video. Thank you to the 162 of you who are still here. If the number has dropped, I'm sorry. I haven't had time. If you're not up to speed, my step-grandfather died 2 weeks ago. My stepfather's been in the hospital for about 2 weeks now. So, because he died on the same day my stepfather went into the hospital, and then he got moved to a nursing home, and then back to the hospital because he had another episode, and it's been touch and go for like the last 2 weeks. So I apologize. There are a lot of things that you just don't bring to the table, you know. Excuse me. And that's really, really personal. So I'm not really wanting to talk about that shit. You know, like my biological father is dead, and my second father is dead, and they never met each other, but you know they knew of each other. And then technically would be my third father is my stepfather. So I mean, it is what it is, you know. And I probably didn't explain that the way I should have explained it. So let's try that again and then end the video. I have a biological father. His name is James Edward Williams Sr. He passed in a car wreck back in let's just say he passed in a car wreck. it disturbs me to talk about it. But back in March, I did a video about it. May, the birthday of my surrogate father, who my biological father never met, but I talked about him all the time, and he's like, okay, so we never got to meet, but he did tell me to tell him thank you for being there, when he was in my life, and my dad was in Richmond, so it wasn't a lot of traveling back and forth, but Rick James Shifley's been with me for a long fucking time, and then he died. They both left me, so I do have abandonment issues. But my stepfather is he's still been in there. He's sticking in there. We haven't always been eye to eye, but what father and son hasn't been all eye to eye. But at the same time, he has we haven't had pleasantries and stuff, but we got along. I have mad love and respect for him, still do, and I pray for him every night. But the first two fathers, like I said, never met. And Rick never met Kearney, to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but Rick took care of me when my family wouldn't. Nobody can say this man wasn't my father. He gave me a roof over my head when my family threw me out on my ass over somebody else's child. And we're gonna leave it right there. And then Kearney hasn't really backed me up, but he hasn't really been against me. So we have had some head-butting moments at least once or twice. But, again, fathers and sons, man, we don't always see eye to eye. And sometimes you gotta learn your lessons the hard way. I never had to learn a lesson the hard way. I learned quickly. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Thank you all for being here. Be seeing you. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I will try to do the art show for my crush Zeta Zhang. I will try to show everything that I've done for her, so that it'll either be Saturday or Sunday. I'm not gonna swear to it because I may forget that we had this conversation, but it'll be Saturday or Sunday, and I believe she has a match tomorrow on AEW Rampage or Dynamite. I'm not gonna swear to that either. It did come across my thing, so hopefully wherever she is, which I believe is Las Vegas, hopefully she kicks ass this time around, and y'all better go watch her, because I'll be watching her, whether it be on the internet or whether it be on TV. That being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. Thank you guys for having me. Be seeing you.